The US envoy at the United Nations is deeply disappointed that China and Russia vetoed their resolution on Gaza. But look how China's envoy called the US out.
This is a matter of international peace and security, and this council must speak out. That is one of the many reasons that last week the United States put forward a strong and balanced Security Council resolution, one that we consulted with all member states on and we worked to forge consensus around. This resolution received the support of the majority of this council, but Russia and China blocked its adoption. Following this veto, action moved to the General Assembly, where member states were asked to vote for a resolution that was grossly one-sided and was missing two key words, Hamas and hostage. These are deliberate omissions that give cover and empower Hamas's brutality.
The U.S. representative accused China of vetoing the draft resolutions put forward by U.S. This is the most unreasonable words I have heard today. Put it simply, the United States wants China to be responsible for what's happening in Gaza today. And I have to tell the representative of the U.S. that we are not to blame for this. The U.S. representative should know very well that how the situation of the Middle East evolved. And the U.S. representative knows the best exactly what the U.S. did in the Middle East. The U.S. representative should also know very clearly that it is the U.S. that has vetoed the draft resolutions of the Security Council on Palestine and Israel, and that led to the difficulty of the Council to play a constructive, responsible role on this issue. And that has led to the Security Council being very difficult to do anything about promoting and implementing the two-state solutions. The U.S. representative should also be clear that China, together with many other countries, opposed the U.S. resolution. The U.S. hastily put forward the resolution after vetoing the resolution put forward by Brazil. But the U.S. draft resolution totally disregarded the strong call of the entire world for ceasefire and truce, especially that call from the Arab countries, that confused right and wrong and attempted to take the Palestine-Israel conflict to another narrative, to another path. What is more dangerous is this behavior will give a green light to the further escalation of the situation there. For that kind of draft resolution, China has all the reasons to vote in opposition to that. Our position on the vote is based on facts, law, conscience, and justice. It's also based on the strong call of the entire world, especially that of the Arab countries. The General Assembly later on adopted the resolution, and in that resolution, send a very clear, unequivocal message for the truce and stopping the fighting and prevention of the humanitarian crisis there. And this has got the strong and affirmative support of the overwhelming majority of the UN members. This adoption of the GA resolution is another proof that China's position is entirely correct. I hope that the U.S. will earnestly adopt a responsible attitude and work together with members of the Council, focus on the most pressing issues. That is the ceasefire issue in Gaza. That is the protection of civilians issue. That is the humanitarian aid, the delivery of humanitarian aid, as well as the prevention of further humanitarian catastrophe. We hope on these pressing issues will consolidate our consensus so that the Security Council will take a more responsible action at an early date. I thank you, Mr. President.